Nick Hart from Backstreet Boys.
Shout out to Boy Band Break.
It's Chris Kirkpatrick here. Shout out to your podcast, Boy Band Break.
Everybody, this is Howie D, and I'm listening to Boy Band Break.
Hi, Ashley Parker Angel here. Huge shout out to the Boy Band Break podcast.
This is Brad from LFO, and you are listening to Boy Band Break.
Hey, what's up? This is Jacob.
What's up? It's Dan.
What's up? It's Trevor.
And it's Eric Michael, and it's time for Boy Band Break, baby. Let's go!
Bam, 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 bam.
Welcome back to Boy Band Break, where we encourage you to take a break from your day and join us in some boy band conversation. As always, I'm Cinzia.
I'm Sofia.
And I'm Lydia, aka Mama Lou.
Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us. You will notice that Diane is not here today, and she has decided to take a bit of a hiatus from this podcast. A lot of stuff going on, and she just needs some time off. Not sure if it's permanent, not sure if it's temporary, but we appreciate all the hard work that Diane has done over the past 200 and some odd episodes. We thank you for everything, and the door is always open if you would like to come back. So we love you, and yes. So
just like Kevin, you're welcome back.
Welcome back whenever you feel inspired. So
we feel like it's an end of an era, but we wish you well.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, Dee, for everything.
Thanks, Dee.
Thanks, Dee.
Okay, guys. So what are we talking about today? Well, my friends, we're talking about a little thing that we went to recently. 90s Con.
Totally radical.
Totally radical. So this is actually last year's sweatshirt, which I bought after the fact. I cannot see this thing. It says the raddest celebration this side of the millennium.
Woot woot.
And then I promptly forgot this in my car before I left for 90s Con this year. But honestly, I'm not really good with these like pullover ones because I always feel like I'm choking. I'm more of like a hoodie zipper person.
Yes. You know what? In the Canadian weather, that is actually it's better use of body heat because in the zipper, body heat escapes, but in the pullover, it does not. However, then you ruin your hair.
Yes. He got this nice little thing. So anyways, it's a very cute sweater, lovely. Has nothing to do with this. Sophia is holding this year's official 90s Con booklet guide, if you will. So 90s Con happened a couple weeks ago, I guess. March 17th, 18th, and
7 days ago.
Yes, in Hartford, Connecticut.
Wait. Are we doing podcast math or is this actual time?
Technically it's going to be actual time because this is airing the day after we record this.
I see.
Yes. So
interesting.
We're good. So so it was the second annual 90s Con. It is put on by the number 4 Entertainment. And they did this last year and it actually turned out well. And they also do a bunch of things called Christmas Con. Where they have all like the Hallmark movie actors come out and do things like that. So
are you saying that they pay their talent? What?
Yeah. So unlike
I have the picture in the back.
Oh, you do? Let's see.
Here you go. Can you see it?
Oh, the Christmas Con? Oh, that's
cute. Christmas Con, they usually do it in New Jersey. So this is Hartford, Connecticut. This year, they've actually extended 90s Con. So if you're like, man, these girls had so much fun, I want to do this. But I can't wait till next year. Good news. They are going down to Florida, to Tampa, September 15th, 16th, and 17th, 2023.
Wow.
So the tickets just went on sale for that yesterday. And they have not announced any of the guests yet, but people are buying on hope that it'll be good. So
and VIPs have already been sold 50% off.
Oh, wow. So
wait, 50% or
50% sold.
Oh, yeah, sold. Sorry.
Okay.
That's what I meant.
Definitely not discounted.
I was like, oh, nice.
Yeah, sorry. That's what I meant. Sorry.
Okay.
So for this current 90s Con, the VIP sold out like pretty quickly. The weekend passes then sold out. Then the Saturday passes sold out. And then the Sunday passes sold out like a couple days before. It's Friday.
Wow.
So it's definitely gaining a lot of traction. And as a person that did not get VIP because it is a lot of money.
How much money?
So I think the regular weekend pass was about like $120-ish.
$125 for the weekend pass.
Something. So like Friday was like $25, and then Saturday and Sunday were like $50 or $60 or something, $75, something like that. So it's obviously cheaper to get a weekend pass if you're going for the weekend.
Okay.
If you're just going for Saturday and Sunday, it's probably just like a couple bucks difference to get like the each day pass. But if you're going for the whole weekend, might as well get the pass. VIP, they only sell it for the entire weekend. So you can't just get like a Saturday VIP. But I want to say it was around $250
Yeah, I think so. Something like that.
So it was like pretty much double the cost. Like you do get a voucher for, I believe, $50 towards like an autograph or a selfie. You get like a little swag bag and some like limited edition merch. And then you get obviously the VIP line, and you also get a section at the con where the panels are, like right front row center. So they definitely sold more VIPs this year, because last year the VIP section was like the front section, but now it was the entire middle section. They like doubled the amount of VIPs for sure.
I don't know what that means.
Okay, so essentially, like I'm going to give you an example. So you're standing in line.
Yeah.
So essentially, if no one has been to a con before, if this is brand new, because it's very similar to like Comic Cons and things like that, where you wait in line for actors and stuff. So you'll go and you get in. So that money is just to get you in.
Yeah.
So included in that price, you get admission to all the panels and like any of like the fun things. They have like a slime machine. They have other stuff like that. So, but essentially,
and then your digital, if you do like photo ops, that is included in the price as well.
Yes, but that has nothing to do with your actual admission into the thing. So then,
you just pay to get into the doors.
You just get paid to get into the doors, which right? And so, and that money kind of helps, like obviously to pay for the convention center rental and stuff, and getting the artists there.
Do they have a dealer's room?
So the way that the 90s con is, it's just one giant room and then up top. So then they have the celebrities are in 3 rows. Last year the photo op was there. This year the photo op was a different section. And then they have like, yes, they do have dealers. So they have people selling like candy and cookies and memorabilia and old magazines and like things like that. So they had and they also had some artists. Sofia met one. We'll talk about that in a bit. And yeah, so they definitely have all that. Then they have like an actual like video gaming area that's set up in like a big square, and it has like all like old TVs and stuff, but it has all the different video gaming
like the wooden TVs.
Some of them, no, I don't think there was a wooden one, but they
no,
were
like a olden days,
TVs,
like you know, like the plastic ones,
like the knob one,
kind of like a monitor and stuff like that. So they had like, I saw somebody playing Duck Hunt, and I saw like other things. So there was like, so they had like Nintendo and Sega and all those things like around there. And then they had a couple of like free photo ops, and then they had like some paid ones. So
and then different stations as well. Like they had, like you said, the 30 AF one, like your teen bedroom
photo shoot stuff.
So
that's what you said. Sorry.
So, so you get into this convention, and then everything is on the main floor, and then you would line up to go see a celebrity. Okay. So if it is like a celebrity who's not as popular, you probably might not. Some of them we actually literally just walked right up and took a picture. Yeah, and whatever. But some of them you're waiting for hours. So if you have a VIP, they have a VIP line. So what I think they did like a 3-to-1 ratio. So they let 3 VIPs and then 1 regular person.
Oh, okay.
Nice. So
which is very nice, because most cons they let all the VIPs first and then the GA.
Yeah.
From what I recall.
Mm-hmm. And then some, I believe last year it might have been 1 and 1. I'm not really sure. But anyways, if you were a VIP, like I literally saw this one girl that we know who was a VIP go through 3 different lines, but we're still waiting in the one line to get up to things. So I was just like, okay, whatever. So
worth your money, obviously.
Yeah. So if you have the money and the means, cool. Also, caveat there is that because you can go through the lines faster, it's easier for you to impulse buy other celebrities. So it will also cost you more money that way as well. Mm-hmm. But if you're only there to see like 1 or 2 celebrities or whatever, you probably don't need a VIP. You're probably okay.
Okay.
And then there's, as Sofia mentioned, there's also professional photo ops as well. So you buy those. So when you go to the tables for the celebrities, it's cash only. So they have pictures, autographs, or combos. So, and then it was all listed on the website ahead of time. Most of them were accurate. A couple of them were a little bit off by like $5 or $10. But like for most celebrities, let's say they were like $40 for a selfie, $40 for an autograph, or $60 combined. Depending.
Some did go up in price the next day because they were very popular. So they're like, let me drop a little bit of the price. Yeah.
Some people charged extra if you wanted like a video or something, like a short little video. They had that. Joey Fatone was pretty much the only one who actually like took credit cards and stuff. He had like a Square Reader type thing.
Such a businessman.
And he charged like $3 to use or whatever. And then also in the smart businessman category, he also sold like leftover merch from various events that he had. So he had like Fat One hot dog stuff. He
wow.
had, what was it, last year, 2 years ago, when he did the after party in Vegas.
Yeah.
So it was like Nick Carter and Joey Fatone and whatever. And I was just like, dude, people are meh. So
Smart.
anyways, yes. So Joey is a smart man.
I love that guy.
Totally.
You know,
Genius.
quite the business
Hustling hard over there.
He actually owns one of the management companies that does these. So
Really?
I can't remember which one. Is it Level Up Entertainment?
Level Up Entertainment, yeah.
So he's part owner of that one. So
God
he
bless him.
represents himself.
Shocking.
And like,
I love that guy.
not Chris, but other people as well. So
Brilliant.
He gets
Brilliant.
more money, right?
I was
Yeah.
just like, that Joy Fatone. Always thinking.
Yep. God
Yep.
bless him.
So anyways, so it was a long process to get us here. I'm not going to go into that, but long story short, I was in Florida for March break. We were flying back so we decided, what's a great idea, because we're going to this con. Let's drive to Connecticut, fly to Florida, then fly back to Connecticut, so we'll already be there for the con, and then we can go back, right? So the day or two after, we booked our non-refundable flights and hotels, because obviously we wanted to go because Nick Carter from the Backstreet Boys and AJ McLean were going to be there. Right after we booked and I was just like, they're finishing a world tour like a week before. I'm like, that's
cutting it close.
I was like, it's only going to be 6 days from their last concert to when they're coming. We're like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like, but then I was like, no. They were there last year. Clearly they'll be there again this year. And now Christian NSYNC is going to be there. So I was like, okay, yeah, let's do it. Fine. No problem. Let's book these non-refundable things. Because also it was way cheaper to fly to Florida from Connecticut than from Buffalo, which makes sense because a lot of Canadians are going on March break. So they're not going to drive 8 hours to. Anyways, Nick and AJ bailed because they, and in their defense, obviously the Backstreet Boys is the number one priority. So they ended up extending the tour and they went to like Hong Kong and like some other places that they have never been before or haven't been in a really long time. So like kudos to the fans over there, but also, you know,
they're milking that DNA tour.
That DNA tour is it's the tour that never ends. I feel like it's 3 years, 4 years now. Just keeps on going.
God bless.
Anyway, so they ended up not going. So I was like, okay, well, we already booked this. This is fine. So then when we were coming back from Florida, there was a series of unfortunate events. We ended up missing our flight by a minute. Then we had to get like rebooked and all this other stuff. And then it was, anyways, we get there, we're tired. We finally get to the airport because our luggage made it to Connecticut. We did not. Then when we finally got there the next day on a different airline, we went to go get our luggage and it was there, but it was locked behind glass and no one had a key to the office.
Amazing.
Because they only come when they have flights, which makes sense. You don't want to pay staff to be at an airport when there's nothing. Yeah. Like, I get it, but also like, okay, cool. So then we went to go we're like, okay, let's just go to the hotel. And then my friend opened the trunk. We put all the stuff in. Other friend closed the trunk, not realizing the keys were in the car. So then we got stranded there for another hour while I waited for CAA to come get us. Unlocked the car and then got to the hotel. And then they had given away our rooms. And then we finally got rooms back. So it was a fun thing. And then we had to go pick up Sofia. And I was exhausted at this point. Like I was probably at least awake 40 hours or something with like a couple of random little cat naps that were not refreshing at all. And where our hotel was across this bridge that looked terrifying. Like there was like 8 lanes of traffic. I was like, I don't really feel comfortable driving on this when I'm alert. So, so then I said, okay, so if I'll just come meet you with an Uber, because Sofia was coming from Toronto. She had left, I guess, the night before, right?
I left around 10 p.m. on a Flixbus. It wasn't Greyhound. It's like Greyhound, but it's a different company.
They're affiliated.
Yeah. And it was smooth sailing.
So, wow, that's awesome.
So I get there and I'm a zombie. So then Sofia comes off. We like eat some random Subway sandwich, take a lift back to the hotel. Everyone is passed out. So then we changed and went back to the con and then get to the con. We got there pretty much around 4, right? It wasn't that much later. So on the Friday, that's the other. So the shitty part about the Friday.
So you say you went back to the con, but so you were at the con?
No, we were not at the con. We went to the con. Sorry, I misspoke.
That's okay.
So the shitty part about the Friday of a convention is that it's very short.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So 4 hours. Only from 4 to 8 p.m. So you only have 4 hours, so which makes sense why it's cheaper. But also, half of the celebrities are not there.
Yeah, they're flying in that night.
Because some of them are flying in, they have other commitments. Some of them are filming things and they film during the week and then they'll take a night flight or something. Mm-hmm. So yeah, so that was kind of like shitty. And then not shitty, like I knew ahead of time, but like the boy banders were there. So then there was like, let me just tell you, there was a bit of an uproar about Nick and AJ no longer being part of it.
Shocking.
I don't know if
obviously.
you've met some Backstreet Boys fans.
Yeah, they're mean sometimes.
But you take away their joy and then they get mad. So it was like, but also that's for entertainment was like, we'll have a boy band replacement in no time. I was like, don't say this shit. Just like, if you have a boy band replacement, cool, but don't promise people this.
No, and sorry, no offense. It's like when you have Coca-Cola and then you're like, I have RC Cola. Like,
oh my God, I was gonna say that too.
Right, yeah. So you can't. Yeah, it's hard to replace a Backstreet. No offense.
So we're like, what? Who do they think is like the quality of Nick Carter?
Yeah.
And I was just like, So anyways, but they kept saying like, oh yeah, we have a boy band announcement coming, but then they did it and they would just announce other people. So this infuriated people more, which again, totally
fair.
understand.
That's fair, yeah.
Fair, but like, so don't promise it, but also like the fans need to cool their tits a little bit too. So
yes,
and
definitely.
then
that's really the Backstreet Boys' fault that they didn't come.
Yes,
it wasn't
exactly. And they actually said before the Backstreet Boys, their tour has been extended. And then people are like, that's lies, blah, blah, blah. And then it was. So I was like, okay, so.
I mean, if I was the Backstreet Boys, I would have extended my tour too. Like,
well,
I'm like,
obviously you're going to make more money on a tour date.
Yeah.
If you're a Backstreet Boy, if you're like a O-Town or somebody who has a smaller venue, they might not make. I did not. I love them. O-Town is coming to Canada, guys.
Yes!
Finally.
We're going to go, right? Are we going?
First. Yes, I'm going.
I'm also going.
I am for it.
Okay, so June 1st at the new OLG stage at the Fallsview Casino in Niagara Falls, Canada. They will be there. It is the Pop 2K tour. It is a new lineup than they normally use. So obviously it's O-Town and Brad from LFO. And Ryan Cabrera, because it's Ryan Cabrera. Chris from NSYNC is hosting it, so my man will be there.
He's gonna be in your country.
He's gonna be in my country.
Woo.
And Smash Mouth will be the other one.
Hey, now you're All-Star guy?
Yes.
Ah.
Which is cool, but also I know this sounds stupid, but I'm kind of disappointed because the rest of the people are getting BB Mac.
Yeah, that would have been fun to see BB
I
Mac.
was just like, oh, I want to see BB Mac, yay! And I was like, son of a bitch.
No BB Mac.
But honestly, if you are looking for Pop 2K Tour, they definitely have a lot of dates they've just announced. Most of them are fairly reasonably priced. And most of them are like on the weekends. So it's something they even have a few free ones. Some of them Jeff Timmons is at instead of Chris, or sometimes both Jeff and Chris are there. So go check it out. Tons of tour dates, lots of
Do you know
cool
who
things.
runs Pop 2K Tour? Is it Chris?
No, I'm pretty sure it's O-Town who does it. Like
O-Town?
I'm pretty sure it's O-Town who
Oh,
makes
yeah.
it.
Oh,
I thought so, yeah.
Because they're like the main character.
The main
and they
act.
just add
The main
people
act,
around
yeah.
them,
Smart. Okay, cool.
and I'll talk about this at another time, but I was going to mention it as well. Pop 2K Tour is also doing not a cruise. They are doing a Mexican getaway in September. So September 28th to October 3rd. Also, Chris will be there. O-Town, Ryan Cabrera, LFO, Billy Gilman, David Cook, all of those people. So it'll be in Playa del Carmen, Mexico. So, and it's like 5 nights, and they have like a karaoke night, they have a concert, they have 90s night. So it's kind of like a cruise on land, if you will. So sounds a lot of fun. A little bit pricey. Still kind of thinking about that one.
Mexico is a very scary place for Canadians. We get killed there a lot. So
we do not.
We do a little
we
bit.
do not.
A little bit.
But like,
No.
which is weird because everyone says, "Oh, I'm going to Mexico. I'm going to Mexico." So obviously people don't care.
I mean,
Listen, I have always wanted to go to Mexico. It is my dream. I went there for 8 hours once, and it was an amazing
How
time
the hell did you get there for 8 hours?
because I was on a cruise ship, and they had a stop,
Oh, okay. Got it.
and
Okay.
it was a lot of fun. And we did zip lining, and we
Huh.
swam in a lagoon, and we
Whoa.
went snorkeling, and we did like it was a lot of fun.
Okay.
They had Mexican food, which I enjoy.
I do love
So
Mexican food,
like,
yeah.
it was good times. Anyways, just saying, has nothing to do with any of this. Back to 90s Con. So we go. So it's at the Connecticut Convention Center.
Okay.
So we go. We check in. They got to look through. Oh my God! So there's security there. We got to look through bags, right? So they're like, I just had like a little purse. No, I didn't even have a purse. I just had my one thing I wanted to get signed, and the lady's like, do you not have a purse? And I was like, I got my wallet in my tit. And she's just like, okay.
What?
I don't know. This is me being stupid.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Sophia just had like a regular small purse with 2 little like wallets in it. The lady she went to made Sophia open her wallets, which again,
and the zipper of the coins.
What?
I'm like, what am I gonna do with these?
like, what the hell is Sophia sneaking in it with the coin purse? Like
Canadian change? Get that shit out of here.
Like, meanwhile, I had a giant board game that she didn't like. I'm like, I could have anything in that box.
Could have been drugs.
Yeah.
It was pretty funny.
So then I was like, okay, don't go to number 1.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. So we go up so you go up a level, and then we had to go, because we're Canadian, we didn't get our badges mailed to us. So we had to go to will call. Then they had to confirm that it wasn't used. I was like, the con literally just opened. How could anyone have used this? But okay, sure. So then they're like, yeah, you're good, whatever.
Okay.
So then every time you go through those doors, they scan it because there's like a
barcode.
Yeah, an RIF.
Can you see it?
RFID? Yeah.
Yes, that little thing. So that little sticker thing, they would have a little like tablet, and then they would scan it every time we'd go in. And also like,
but then like you just leave for like a half an hour, and then they have to scan it again. What can
like
you
literally
possibly
walked
do for
out
half
the door
an
to
hour?
go pee, and then come back in. They're like, oh, to scan it again. Okay, sure.
That's weird. Okay.
Like, what did we do?
But here's the thing: it's not like they're checking your like ID or anything. They're just scanning this badge. So like, unless someone is making counterfeit badges, which seems like a lot of effort, but if I wanted to be like, hey, Lydia, you don't want to pay for this admission here, take my thing, I'll go sit in the hotel.
Yeah.
They don't care. It doesn't matter. So I don't know.
Yeah.
True that.
Anyways, whatever. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, it was fine. Whatever.
So we went in, and then my very first thing I did was I made a note of where all the celebrities were.
Smart.
Because I'm a little bit of a nerd.
What?
And so I'm part of.
No, it's good. It's good to take a scope around to see who's where.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm on the 90s Con group page on Facebook.
Oh, you're
so then I did that, and then I uploaded it so people would know.
Oh, you're like.
So I could.
Not all heroes wear capes, guys.
That's so, and some people are like, oh, it could change. I'm like, generally they don't change. So, so how they had it set up was like the boy banders were first. So they had you kind of set up by show, right?
Oh,
so you
category
people kind of together.
Makes
So we
sense,
had like the boy banders, then we had somebody else, then we had Full House.
I think it was Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Were they in our area? No, I think Sabrina was on the other side.
Oh, the other side? Okay, sorry.
I think oh, you know what, man? I have notes.
You made notes?
I did make notes.
Good job.
Yes.
Let's go.
Let's do it. Okay, so row 1, Joey Fatone, Chris Kirkpatrick, Jeff Timmons, Steve Burns. Do you know who Steve Burns is?
Is he an advocate for firefighting?
Maybe. But no. He was actually on Blue's Clues. So he was the
bald guy?
Yes.
Oh, I love that guy.
So he was there. People were very excited to meet him.
Yeah.
It was a very nice thing. Then I think, I don't know who Olivia Dabo is. And then Danica McKellar from the Wonder Years. So I think they were the Wonder Years.
Sophia has the booklet that tells people.
Oh, yes.
People. Yes.
Yes.
There we go.
So then after them, we had the Clueless section. So it was Stacey Dash, Alicia Silverstone, Eliza Donovan, Brecklin Meyer. And then to finish it off, it was the Full House people. Jodie Sweetin, which was her first time at 90s Con.
Which one is Jodie Sweetin?
Sorry,
Olivia Dabo was also the Wonder Years.
Okay, so it was Wonder Years. So it was Boy Band, Blue's Clues, Wonder Years. Then we had Clueless.
Okay.
So sorry. So Stacey Dash was the best friend, which I cannot remember her name. Dion, yeah. Alicia Silverstone was obviously Cher.
Yeah.
Alicia Donovan was the redheaded one.
Balls fly my nose?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Brecklin Meyer was like the little pothead guy who was with Ty. And then, it was Full House. So it was Jodie Sweetin. How rude. Stephanie Tanner. Yeah. Okay. Dave Coulier. Cut it out.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Candace Cameron, which I just realized now that my phone autocorrected her name to Canada Cameron. Her. And then
wait, which Candace Cameron is
Candace? She's DJ.
Oh, okay, and then
she's the Christian one. Yeah. And then Andrea Barber, who is Kimmy Gibbler.
Oh yes,
lovely, love her. She was so much fun last year. So then the next row. So they were up against the wall, and they had like a lot of space because I guess they assumed that these people would have a lot of lines, which. For the most part, yes.
Okay.
So then row 2 and 3 actually faced each other, so that did get very congested in there.
That's nice.
So
those ones were very popular.
Yes. So Jason Marsden, not James Marsden. I know.
Okay. Please tell me who these people are because I have no
So he
clue.
is the voice of in the Goofy movie, Max.
Oh yeah.
So him, and has done a whole bunch of other stuff.
Uh-huh.
Then there was a bit of a Hocus Pocus.
He's also in Hocus Pocus.
Oh, was he the hot
Oh,
guy?
I think he was the cat actually.
Yeah,
I think he's a cat. Yeah.
Nice.
Yes.
Like,
And then he was also in.
Sorry.
Yes, I think so.
Okay.
Okay.
And then
It's
what
been a
else?
while.
Okay.
But he was also in Boy Meets World, Full House, and Step by Step.
So yes, he
Okay.
was a cute little guy, sometimes wearing a three-piece suit. I don't know. It's just interesting. Anyway, so then the next section, so he had a lot of fans, like he had a long line.
Oh wow.
Then it was the Hocus Pocus section.
Uh-huh.
So Thora Birch, so she played the younger sister.
Oh, okay.
She was also in a bunch of other movies as well. She was pretty big in the 90s. Omri Katz, this was the good-looking guy from Hocus Pocus.
The brother?
Yes.
Okay.
Vanessa Shaw was like the girl love interest person.
Okay, yeah.
And then Kathy Nimjay, who was one of the witches. Like,
Is she the chubby one?
she's the chubby one.
Nice.
She's been in a lot of things, so that was cute. So the next up we had
Kathy was also in Sister Act 2,
Oh,
King
yes.
of the Hill, and The Wedding Planner.
Oh yeah.
She's been in I forgot about her in The Wedding Planner.
Yes.
I love her. She's great. Her line was long. We did not get to her. So well. Very cute.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. You gotta prioritize here. So then next to them, keeping with the witchy theme, we had the Sabrina the Teenage Witch People. So we had Jenna Lee Green, who was like the mean girl with the black hair.
The bully.
Okay. I don't remember.
Then Nate Rickert, which is
the love interest guy.
the love interest Harvey.
Yeah.
Then Beth Broderick and Caroline Ray, which were the two aunts.
Okay, cute.
And
then
Hilda and Antilda.
Yeah. And then Melissa Joan Hart, obviously, was Sabrina.
Oh, she came?
Yes, so she was there. She was also in Closer Explains It All and like a whole bunch of Christmas movies and things like that.
Wow.
So. And then Rebecca Gayheart. She was in the movie Jawbreaker.
But I also remember her in Beverly Hills 90210. She played Luke Perry's wife.
Okay.
Like Dylan McKay's wife in the show.
Interesting. I didn't. She has curly. If you saw her face, you would recognize her. But
and I believe she's like dating Eric Dane, if I'm not mistaken. He used to play McSteamy on Grey's Anatomy.
Oh Lord, yeah. I actually saw a meme about Grey's Anatomy.
Oh really?
It was just really funny because
didn't she finally leave the show now?
Is she leaving?
I think she did.
Yeah, she left the show, and now that's it for her, unless they bring her back for like one-offs.
Oh, okay.
But they just renewed the show for the 20th season.
And it's like the sister who's taking over or something.
No, I don't think so, but I haven't watched in a very long time, so I don't know.
I have never watched it.
Okay.
I've watched parts of episodes.
I stopped watching after they killed off one of the hot guys.
Yeah, what's the point?
Yes. No, he Eric Dane, the McSteamy, he died in season 9, I want to say.
Is it the one where he was in the car crash and then he's like,
yeah.
If only I wasn't in the car crash, I could fix myself. I could
save myself.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then his girlfriend also died with him.
Oh no.
And then I stopped watching, and then I watched again. And of course, the time that I come back to watch, McDreamy dies in a car accident. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm not watching anymore.
Okay. Which one was Dreamy?
Patrick Dempsey.
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, Patrick Swayze.
Okay, but then which one was George Clooney?
George Clooney.
Oh, he's in ER. He wasn't on that one.
Oh, I thought he was. I thought he was also one of the Mick whatevers.
No.
No, it was Eric Dane.
McDouchebag. Yeah.
So okay.
Sorry,
Anyways,
George Clooney's weird. Anyways,
moving along.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry,
It only makes sense if you understand anime. And so what the anime One Piece has been going on since like the 90s, and it's just like it's about this guy who's like wanting to be the best pirate or whatever, right? And they're like, and people were just saying like Grey's Anatomy is like One Piece for women, and I'm like, oh my god, because it's like the story that never ends.
I did see that. I did see that on Twitter.
One Piece is still around?
Huh?
One Piece is still around.
Yeah, you remember One Piece?
Yes.
Yeah.
The guy with the stupid hat.
Yeah, the straw hat monkey,
Yeah.
Luffy. Yeah, he's still
a pirate? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's a pirate. He's trying to find the One Piece, but he's never found it since like the 90s. It's been 30 years.
Have you been watching it? Have you picked up?
No, I don't know. I watched like an OVA, and then at Anime Club we had this like kid who's like, I want to watch One Piece. So like we're like, hey, what episode are you on? 2. I'm like, 2. What the fuck? So I'm like, okay, let's watch an episode for you. And then I'm just like, okay, no more One Piece. Like it's a song that never ends. It just keeps going and going. You're like, oh my god,
my friend.
Yeah, exactly.
So people started singing it.
Well, it's now the longest running drama show, I guess. ER used to be the longest running medical drama. Now it is Grey's Anatomy.
Okay, interesting.
Okay,
all right,
moving along.
Moving along.
So next, it was kind of like the Nickelodeon people. So Kel Mitchell from all that, Danny Tamborelli, and Lori Beth Denberg. They were there last year as well.
Right.
They were from the show All That, I believe.
Okay.
And they were in a couple.
I never watched it, so I don't know.
And then Mark Summers, who used to be the host of like Double.
Oh, can I? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah,
Amanda Bynes was supposed to be there, and then we found out that she was sick, and then we didn't know the reason why she was sick until after the weekend.
Yeah, that was so sad.
Yeah, it was very sad.
So this was supposed to be like her first like public appearance in like a year after her convenership ended last year. Conservatorship, sorry. But then I guess she was found in LA naked,
wandering around.
So
and, like, so then she hailed a cab because she knew that she had a psychotic break or something like that.
Yeah.
And then she had like the wherewithal to be like, okay, I need help, and like call someone for help. And the guy, whoever it was, a good Samaritan, helped her.
Yeah. So my theory is that 90s Con probably triggered like an emotional memory for her. And then she just kind of like went off the deep end. Yeah. Because actually what happened was she was in like one part of Hollywood and got her car got towed. And then she was wandering in the streets. Somehow she got naked. We don't know. And like you can see like there's like a timeline. Like she was like one fan was like walking down the street with her, but then like I don't know what happened to that person. Like it all kind of like it all went like spiraling out of control. And I'm like, oh my
she
god,
suffers from, is it bipolar or does she have?
I think it's bipolar.
Manic or something.
I'm not really sure which one, but
it's a shame that she wasn't like nobody was there with her to help her out or whatever. Well, it's hard for like celebrities to have friends too, right? It's kind of similar to like the Aaron Carter situation. Like, use you or whatever.
Yeah, and they do, right? And it's really sad.
It's like Britney Spears, right? Like Britney Spears also went through that. Yeah.
She did, yeah. But at least like Britney had someone to like lean on, whereas Amanda doesn't really.
I thought she was married. Am I crazy?
I don't think she was married. No,
I don't know.
No.
Anyway,
so that's
wishing her all the best. And you're right. It is a lot of pressure. It's 3 days, or I think she was only gonna be there for the 2 days, but like.
I can see how it's a lot for someone, right? Like you've never been there.
Yeah, and if she hasn't done it, with her coworkers or whatever, I don't know. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah, the thing is, like the seedy underbelly of Nickelodeon was this one gentleman who would like molest people or something. Yeah.
What was his last name? Dan something?
I would say it was Schneider, but
Dan Schneider.
So like the Amanda Bynes that we know and love was the persona that she put on because I'm sure it was probably a trauma response that she had to deal with this predator type person. So and I'm sure while she probably wanted to come to 90s Con, I'm sure that it triggered a lot of memories for her. It probably
made her start thinking about like when she was at Nickelodeon. So who knows? We don't know. Right?
You don't find things out.
And maybe she hasn't talked to her co-stars like in so long. So then you have to like put up maybe like a fake self, right?
Like a lot of pressure.
Yeah, maybe you have to be like fake about it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Are they close? I don't know if they're close or not, right? Like, I don't know.
Like as an actor, you have to like decompartmentalize, but then sometimes the walls become very blurry, and you're like, who am I? Am I you? Like it can get to be a lot. So like I felt like when she was like announced, I'm like, there's no way she's gonna actually attend. And then like I was right, and then I felt sad.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh. Yeah. Because the acting world can fuck you up. No offense.
For sure.
I can attest to that. This year, I had landed a primary agent, and then she did some mental gymnastics on me, and I had to fire her. And like, I'm still not the same. Like, I'm just like, this lady is a fucking psycho. And people are really mean in the acting world. So I could see where Amanda was coming from. That's kind of
yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Anyways, please continue.
Okay.
But I hope she gets better and
Yes.
everything will be okay with her.
Yeah, she's in rehab right now. So let's.
Good. Okay.
Yeah,
Is it a 5150, right? They called on her?
It was a 5150, but then like they extended it for like a few weeks. So I don't know.
Interesting how she could get a 5150, but Aaron Carter
could not.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. It's very sad.
Anyways, whatever. It is what it is. Okay, and then so Mark Summers was the host of Double Dare. You remember that show?
Yes.
You get slimed.
You get
and all
slimed.
that
Yes,
stuff.
I remember. Yeah.
All right, so moving on to the third and final row. So we started off with the Saved by the Bell characters.
Woo!
Mario Lopez, who played AC Slater.
Okay.
Elizabeth Berkley, who played Jessie. I'm so excited.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Mark Paul Glossier.
Glossier.
I can never say his last name.
That's okay. It's hard. Don't worry.
Zach Morris.
Did he dye his hair?
He did not. His hair is brown in real life. He dyed his hair for the show. He has never been blonde outside of the show.
I know.
At the panel, he was like, it's hard to dye your hair for a driver's license. It doesn't go good with a driver's license.
I know, and like blonde is very hard. Like my blonde's growing out, stuff. It damages your hair, so that's true.
All right, so after Saved by the Bell, so Mario was at the end, so he had an overflow line, but unfortunately Jesse and Zach did not, and I feel like they didn't space it out properly because. No offense, love you. My sweet Jeff Timmons did not need as big of a line as he needed, and we could have expanded. So I feel like they went based on last year with Nick and AJ's line being like super long and crazy and Jerry Fatone. So that's why they probably gave the boy banders more. But
God bless.
Anyways, so
and they just capped off their lines after like couple hours.
So yeah, it was annoying because especially like with the Mario Lopez one, they would let them line up against the wall. But for Elizabeth and Mark Paul, they couldn't. And even like last year where they had like Family Matters, because that was where the boy banders were. So they would let people line up over there. You weren't allowed to. So they're like, sorry, it's cut off. You just have to kind of keep wandering back and forth and hoping that you can come back into this line. So that's why we did not get those two. We did get Mario Lopez, but so then after that, then we had the 90210 section. So we had Jason Priestley, who is
I know that name.
Yes, but he's Canadian.
Yes.
From Beverly Hills 90210. Yes. He played Brandon Walsh, one of the
twins.
Okay.
Then we had Jenny Garth. So
she plays Kelly.
Stop looking at me like I know these people. Okay.
She plays Kelly.
Then we had Tori Spelling.
No, she was one of the girlfriends between Brandon and Dylan McKay.
Oh.
She was one of the main characters, Lydia.
I don't know now. I know the postal code, but that's
okay. Yes. So then Tori Spelling.
I know her.
Okay.
She's the blonde
Donna Martin.
Donna Martin, the Virgin.
Okay.
And then we had Ian Zierig, who was Steve. He had the blonde hair.
Steve Sanders.
Oh, yeah.
The douchey guy. Okay, so then that ended that section. And then we now moved into, I want to say Buffy?
Yes, Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Christine Sutherland.
She plays Buffy's mom.
Oh, I didn't even remember she had a mom. Okay, nice. Good job.
I never watched the show, so.
I love that show. So all of these shows that the people were there, I was like, this is my con because I watched all these shows.
Yeah.
They were all her favorite shows. So.
Yes.
So then Charisma Carpenter.
Which is Cordelia. She played like the douchey character in Buffy, but then like was pretty nice in Angel.
So I know her from Veronica Mars, and she was the stepmom of Dick Casablancas. So yes, that's where I knew her from.
Sorry. She's also was in Supernatural, Chicago PD. I knew her in everything. I was like, oh my God, I watched all these shows that you were in.
She was also in Playboy, and if you wanted her to sign the Playboy, she was charging $100 for that.
Woo!
So it was more than that. So
hello.
Yes. And then Mark Blucas. I don't know who
he played season 4, Buffy's boyfriend in season 4. We did not have a good experience with him. Moving along.
Claire Kramer.
She was the big bad in season 5.
Oh, okay.
So she's the one that just like had Buffy die to save
Oh,
the
no.
world. Yes.
Oh, that sucks. Okay.
Okay, James Masters.
That was Spike Dudley.
Oh, Spike.
Yes.
Spike,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, I know him.
And then is Julie Benz with that as well, or is she a different
Yes,
show?
Julie Benz, Darla.
Okay. Now I believe we move on to Charmed. So we had Rose McGowan.
That's Paige.
She's the who was married to Marilyn Manson at one point, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Drew Fuller.
That's the son from the future.
Okay. Holly Marie Combs.
That's Piper. That would be the son of her and the next character that you're going to say, or the next person.
Brian Krause.
He played Leo, the Daylighter.
She says these words. All right.
Yes.
Dorian Gregory.
He played the cop.
And then last but not least of the celebrities, Shannon Doherty.
Woo!
She was Brenda 90210.
Brenda Walsh. She is the other twin.
So she's Jason Priestley's twin from 90210
Actual twin?
on the show.
No.
Oh, okay.
Priestley and Doherty are not the same last name.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah,
It's
good
called
point.
acting.
Oh, of course.
And then she was one of the main characters on Charmed, and then I guess she died or something.
So she played Prue Halliwell, one of the sisters. She died in season 3 and the finale, and then that's why Paige came. This was a very big deal because we have never seen them together, and when they were at the panel, it was a big cheers because that's the first time they were in the same room together.
Ah.
So now we've set the scene.
We set the stage.
So now we're just going to go through a little bit of Friday. So I have bad memory, so I was just going to show some pictures on Facebook, if that is okay.
Absolutely.
And I will definitely remember how to do this.
Share
screen. Facebook. Okay. Sophia, can you see this?
Yes.
Okay, so this is Sophia and I outside of 90s Con. So there you go.
And it was actually nice weather on Friday. We weren't freezing, so that's why we wore our sweaters.
When I went the first time, it was snowing and very cold.
Oh, God.
So yeah, it was definitely not fun. But
Nice.
this one was a little bit better.
Nice nail work, Sophia.
Yes, Sophia.
Thank you very much. Yes.
My hair still looked a little red there. That's good. I don't know
You
what
got freshly
else-
dyed hair.
Yes,
Nice.
I have the nails from my birthday, so I was like, wow, this is still good. Yes.
Cute.
Yes. There's us holding our official guides. All right, first off, Jeff Timmons. I'm going to stop sharing for a second to show you what I have. I did not stop sharing, did I?
Yeah, you did.
Mhm.
Okay. What?
98 degrees.
As you guys recall, we played this 98 Degrees Play for Keeps game way back in a previous episode,
Mhm.
and I paid a lot of money to get this.
Mm.
I remember
It
that.
was like 70 some odd dollars with shipping and all this shit. Like it was fine. The game itself was like $20, but shipping from the US to Canada was very expensive.
Yeah.
We played this game. Spoiler alert for most people. The answer is
Justin.
Justin
Jeffrey, because apparently he's the only one who answered. In an ideal world, I was hoping to ask Jeff Timmons some questions.
Put this down a little bit so you can.
In an ideal world,
go.
I was hoping to ask Jeff Timmons some questions from this, but the lines were pretty long, so
Okay.
we did not do that. So as you can see, I don't know. if you
But
can
still
see.
a pretty fun interaction
So,
because he
yes.
asked you.
Yes, I'll say that once. So it says to
Okay.
Cinzia. I think it says all my love.
Yeah, I think so.
Al
I can't
Jove.
read what that says.
Or all the
Then I
best
gotta-
or something.
Okay, so as we're in lines, we decided we would go to Jeff Timmons first because his line was shorter than Chris and Joey's. So we're like, okay, let's get this out of the way. So as I'm going up to Jeff's table, I realize that he only has 3 markers: black, red, and like an ugly brown or something.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was like, I'm like, where the fuck is his silver Sharpie? And I don't see it. But you know who I do see who has lots of silver Sharpies? Oh my God, sorry. Before, while we were doing the loop, before we got to Jeff Timmons, I forgot this. We're like walking, and then I hear Sophia say, oh, hey. And then he's like, hey, what's up? And then she's like, we're from Canada. And he's like,
We came from Canada.
know. He's like, yeah, I know. And it was Chris from NSYNC.
I was gonna say he usually is very.
I was like, just want to make sure that you're aware that we're here. That's all.
He's like, I can tell that you guys are here. We're like, okay, thank you. But
wow,
it was pretty funny
nice
because
guy.
again, as
I think you have to be there to see how funny it was.
It was funny. It was like he wasn't being an asshole. He was being entertaining.
Yeah,
like,
it was very entertaining. Yeah.
And he was turning back to shout at us and stuff. So he's like, yeah, fully aware you guys are Canadian. I know. And it was just like, yeah. So
just making sure.
But it's so funny because literally every time I see him randomly at a con walking, I never recognize him right away. It takes my brain a moment to like process.
Because you're like,
compute that he's there. But I recognize him right away.
So
like I have a radar.
Whatever. So it was pretty funny. So anyway, so we already had a brief interaction with Chris at that point. So
nice.
And then I'm like, okay, because I was mostly focused on making my list and stuff, so that's why I wasn't really paying attention.
Okay,
you know, whatever.
Yeah, sounds, yeah,
so anyway, so we're in Jeff Timmons' line and we're getting closer to the front. And I was like, this fucker does not have a silver Sharpie. Like, what am I gonna do? And then I look over at Chris's table because Chris is standing there and Jeff is standing here, so they like stand to the edge of their table and their tables are beside each other. I see he has a whole bunch of Sharpies and he's just like joking around. By the way, if you ever go to one of these cons and Chris and Joey are there, the lines for them are long as fuck, but they're entertaining because they joke around with everybody. It's hilarious.
That's good.
So anyways, we were getting close to the front and I was like starting to panic and I go, yo, and he's like, what? I'm like, I need your silver Sharpie. He's like, what? I was like, this fucker doesn't have a silver Sharpie. I need a silver Sharpie. And he's like, okay. So he takes the Sharpie and like whips it at me. And I was like, I'll get it back to you. He's like, yeah, okay, whatever. And it was just like a really funny moment because I waited until he was in between pictures and he was about to get another person, but I was starting to panic. I'm like, yo, I need your silver Sharpie. It's like, what the fuck? It's like, what?
Good time.
I'm like, silver Sharpie. And he's like, oh, okay.
Amazing.
So I get up there and then Jeff's like, oh, you brought your own Sharpie. And I was like,
it's Chris's.
It's Chris's, but whatever. So then I can't exactly remember how it started, but I was, Soph, did you were first, right?
Yeah. So I was like, hey, we're from Toronto, even though you came from Florida. I just said whatever. We came from Toronto on the Greyhound bus.
Sorry, I just want to pause for people who are doing these selfies and photo ops and stuff like that. Yes, that's the price, but you don't have to pay that per person. It's per photo op. So you can, if you want to save some money, you can split them with your friends.
Okay.
So
That's
for this particular one, I decided to the autograph one as well. But like, so you can have in the professional photo ops at 90s Con, it depends, it varies by con. Sometimes it's only 2 people, but for the professional photos, you can have up to 4 people in them, which is good. And you can split the costs a lot. For the table one, there's not really a specific amount of people. They don't really care, 2 to 4 people.
Do they have like glass separating you from the person?
So this one was good. They're there. Last year, we were still slightly in COVID-y times. And was it TLC?
Probably.
One of them was sick.
Oh, okay.
So she had like plastic, like a thing to talk through. And then for the actual barricade, because I know you're saying a bunch of cons do have a plastic barrier.
Yeah.
They don't. They just have like this column of like 90s con boxes there. And then for her, she was on the other side of her music mate. So she was further away.
Okay.
There was one person, I want to say it was Spike. So for the photo op, he did the column thing, I think. But if you were taking a selfie with him at his desk, he was wearing a mask.
Okay.
So
and then others also were wearing a mask. So I don't know if it was him telling them to wear it
I didn't see anybody else.
Yeah, everyone was in his line was wearing a mask. You didn't notice?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, the people going to see him were wearing.
Yeah, they were all wearing a mask.
Okay, well, because he had, I guess he's done a bunch of cons, so they know that he wears a mask. So which is fine.
So I think that's why. Yeah.
A couple people were wearing them in line, but once they get to the front of whoever they were going to see, they take the mask off to take a picture. So anyway, so we get up to Jeff. So she's like, "Oh, we're from Toronto, blah blah." And then I can't remember. We said something about like, "Oh, it's always good to see you" or something. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, like the time you saw me or something." And I go, "Well, that time wasn't that good." And then he's like, "Why wouldn't it be that good?" And I was just like, "Why?" Again,
he walked right into that one. I
was like, in your defense, like you whatever. And he's like, "When was this?" I was like, "It was in LA for the Aaron Carter Memorial." And he's like, "Oh," and I go, "Yeah." And I'm like, "You refused to take a picture." He's like, "I would never do that." I was like, "Oh, but you did, sir." And he's like, "What?" And I was like, "Well, first of all, you were late for the actual event." and you were not there for the VIP pictures. And he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, and whatever. And I know your security guy already said you're having a bad day, and I get it. This is a memorial, so I'm cutting you slack for this because whatever. And he's like, okay. But I'm like, but afterwards I saw you and you refused to take a picture. And he's like, I would never refuse to take a picture. I'm like, you did outside of Lance's restaurant. And he's like, I didn't see you outside. I'm like, oh yeah. I was like, I saw you through the window. I ran out to go get a picture with you. And like, I'm like, in your defense, you were talking to a man who was kind of annoying. And then that man left as you were getting into your car. And I yelled out, Jeff, Jeff, and you refused to turn around. He's like, oh, I didn't hear you. I'm like, that was pretty loud. And he's like, whatever. And I'm like, and your security was like, Jeff is having a really bad day. He's like, I didn't have security with you. I'm like, I know you didn't. I know this security guy was with Lance's like establishment. And he was very polite, and he said that you were having a very bad, stressful day. And again, I understand, again, this is a memorial and stuff. And I have met you in the past, and every other time I've met you, you've been very lovely. But this particular, he's like, I swear to God, I did not hear you or see you. And I was like, well, you didn't turn around to acknowledge me. He's like, then I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. And then I was like, okay. And then he's like, but you're lying. Security, get these girls out of here. Blah, blah, blah. And I was just like,
yeah, get these two troublemakers out of here.
These troublemakers need to get out of here. I would never do these things. And I was like, but you did. But okay, I was
laughing the whole time because I was like, she sure did.
I was just like, oh, I just keep going, eh? I just keep going. And it was just like, but like
I said, he walked right into that one.
He walked right into it. He was being too, so he was like, but he was okay. He was like joking around. He was
joking. He wasn't
like angry at me for calling him out.
Okay, I'm like,
but I was just like, you know what? Still going to do it anyway.
Right.
And then he wrote all my love or whatever on the box. So it was good. Like, okay. So anyways, sorry for
and then we
tangent.
took a picture.
So back to this. So there we are holding the box. There's Jeff.
Cute.
Very cute. Couple of shots. They take several shots.
I mean, that's good, I guess.
All right. So then we decided, why not? Let's go see the aunt from Buffy. Not Buffy. Oh my God. Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
I was going to say, there was no aunt.
This is Aunt. Oh my God. My brain is not.
Zelda?
This is Zelda. Yes.
Zelda.
She was super lovely. Was she wearing like running shoes? I can't remember. One of them was.
That was the other one.
Yes. So we're like, okay, super lovely.
Caroline Ray.
Lovely lady, had a good time. She had like a little like, so they all had ring lights because that was the mistake they made last year. They didn't have ring lights until midway through, and there's a lot of shadows.
Yeah, I can see in the reflection.
Yeah,
in your
so the guy they put the like camera through there, took a nice picture. So
I thought it was great. I was like, wow, this is a nice way.
This is Caroline. Love her. She was
so
America's sweetheart at one point. Caroline Ray.
She is.
She was like wearing running shoes, and she's like, listen, I can't wear heels for these things.
Yeah, no.
It's a lot. I'm old. Whatever.
Yeah,
so she was very fun, very cute. Very quick interaction with them.
Yeah, for both of them, it was good interaction. I was like, oh, I loved you in this Christmas movies.
Yeah,
and we got some.
Yeah. No, you're good. Sorry.
Sorry, you're both speaking at the same time.
Sophia was talking about these Christmas movies, and then she was telling us which movie to watch.
Okay, let Sophia talk for a second. Sophia, please continue.
Okay, so I was telling. First, I was telling Beth Broderick, oh, I loved you in this Christmas movie. You were so good. She's like, yeah, that was my actual singing voice. I can't recall what the movie was called.
Yeah, she said I was so nervous. I didn't want to sing. And they said, sorry, you got to sing. And she's like, okay. And then Sophia's like, you did a wonderful job.
Yes, it was like you never were nervous. See, that's what acting's all about. Fake it till you make it. I don't know. I just went on and on.
It was very
That's
cute.
Sweet.
Yes, she was very sweet.
She loved it, though. Like we took each other's hands at one point as well.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah.
They're very
Sorry,
cute.
what were we going to say, Chen?
No, that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay.
No, they're very nice. One of them recommended another Christmas movie we should watch with them. He said, this is a really good one, but then I can't remember who it was.
I can't remember either, yes.
Yes, that's good. And then we got up to my lovely Christopher Allen.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to give him his marker back earlier, but he was taking a break, so they wouldn't let me. So then this time when I got up there, I like whipped the marker at him, and he's like, what the fuck? And I was like, oh, just making sure you get your marker back.
Oh, God.
He threw it at me. So I can't really remember much of this interaction. So.
Okay, so can I go? Is it okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I brought that magazine that we did a podcast episode of. I believe it was the J14 one. If you go to the pictures in mine, it's up there. Possibly on my possibly on my Facebook page.
Oh, on your Facebook.
On day one. If you go to day one at 90s Con on my Facebook, you'll find it there.
Sorry about
But yes. So I was like, we did a podcast episode on this, and it had lots of information in there. And did you know that you were supposed to be on our podcast? And
then I was like,
yeah.
Oh, we did. That was
we did. See, Cinzia and I are a tag team there.
Good job.
Yes.
So,
and I was like, you should be on our podcast, like you said you were.
He's like,
and then,
bitch. Nice.
okay, hold on.
And then Cinzia had our business card.
I had that. He's like, oh, I would have wrote back. I'm like, somebody wrote back. He's like, was it Carrie or was it Gina? And I was like, I don't know. And he's like, it was probably Gina because Carrie was there. Carrie Sellers, who is, I'm just gonna. What's the one where I can show the window instead of keep going to each?
That's I
don't know. Whatever. I'll share this one. This is Sophia's.
Okay.
Quickly going through to get to. These are like a lot of the there's a place called 30 AF.
Really cute. Okay.
Sorry, I thought it was like gonna be a quick one to see. Sorry, I thought you were gonna find it quickly. Sorry. Oh shit, the Archie lady. Okay. What am I looking for here?
I don't know. You're going
the
crazy.
magazine that he signed.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Is this all from the first day?
Yeah, I could have sworn he signed it the first day. No.
But is this the first day?
Yeah, day one.
Yeah,
it should
she
say
said
day one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Her post did say day one. Sorry, guys.
Sorry, there's just a lot of Nope, it's not. We just
I
did
thought
a
it was
power
there.
run through there. Anyways, there was a thing.
There it is.
There it is.
Day 2.
There. Sorry, day 2. Okay.
Yes, so there you
That's
go.
adorable.
It was the
Right, because I got Joey to sign it too, so I put it on the day 2 one. Sorry.
Okay,
sorry.
Okay.
All right. So, anyways, so then we were talking to Chris. Which one is it? What is it showing now?
I don't know. I don't know.
Sofa, is it showing anything? It's still showing.
It's showing the magazine, J14 magazine.
So at
that
the far
Chris
right,
signed.
click stop sharing.
Okay.
The far. No, that's you missed it.
That was stop sharing. It's not sharing anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not sharing anymore.
Okay.
Anyways, we went and saw Chris.
So yeah, so then you gave the business cards. You gave the business card.
And then he's like, oh, so then Carrie, who is his manager, Carrie Sellers, who's been around from the NSYNC days, was like, yeah, I will follow you guys on Instagram right now. So I was like, okay, cool.
And
so
he kept one. He put one in his pocket, I believe.
Yes.
Because you gave 2. Yes.
You'll notice that he's also wearing an arm brace. He had just had surgery.
Yes,
rotator cuff or whatever. He said it was from doing the bye dance too much, but obviously it was not. But
cute.
It was just very funny. It was also very entertaining to see people meet Chris for the first time because for those who have not met Chris before, he has a very dry sense of humor at times.
Yes, he does.
And sarcastic and stuff. So people have no idea how to take him.
Yes.
So he'll say, so then the people are like, and then he's like, I'm just kidding, blah, blah, blah. And it was just like.
But like Cinzia and I know how he is. So we were like dying laughter in the line.
It was very funny. Wow. They took a lot of pictures of this day. Look at that. All right.
Yes.
And then as we did a quick through of Sophia's thing, you can see this was all.
This is the dealer's room with
these
all
are
the
the
fun
dealer
stuff.
This is, they actually had a huge 90s con merch thing. So they had a windbreaker, they had pajama pants, they had bucket hats, they had the scrunchies. Sophia bought us scrunchies. They're very cute.
And I also bought a keychain as well because I don't know something about the keychains. I love collecting keychains from every like city I go to.
So it was very cute. So then, there was a lot of
lots of color, lots of fun.
Lots of fun and color. There was definitely, because last year the dealers were maybe 10. Like it was like one thing. Yeah. And this one there was so many.
Wow. Oh, wow.
I think they improved a lot from what people were saying from the previous. They learned a lot of like how to space things out.
We bought these
where to put people.
But they were not good.
That's too bad.
They were not good.
The only one that was good was the chocolate one.
It was like a Cookie Monster one.
Yeah.
This is actually cool. So it's cotton candy with edible glitter in there. And then you put it in your drink and it like disintegrates. And these were like homemade Dunkaroo things they were doing.
Oh, that's fun.
It was fun. Yeah.
I like those candles. Those
they look like candy and they look like
this is a
very pretty. Like it was super nice. This company.
That was cute.
Yeah, so I was just like, I'm just gonna take a picture of everything and post it, and then I didn't. So these were cool. Like they were like little miniature like Spice Girl dolls that they made into earrings.
Oh wow, cute!
And one of the celebrities was wearing it because somebody bought them for her, and she was just like, "These are so cute."
That is cute.
Yeah.
So
and I think they bought some as well for their daughter or whatever.
Yes.
At one of the other ones. I forget which one it was.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Probably with the two girls. Do you remember? They had all the Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, 90 Degrees.
Yes.
New
Yes,
Kids on
that
the
was
Block.
cool. That was a cool one. Oh, Sophia met Nancy Silbercoletti. I cannot say that. Anyway,
Yes.
she's part CEO of Archie.
So she's
Comics.
co-CEO of the Archie Comics Productions, and that's like the first woman ever, I guess, of the Archie Comics. So it was like really cool to like talk to her.
They had a really good conversation. Apparently,
Yeah,
she's
I
an
was just like,
educator as
wow.
well.
Wow.
Yeah, because I used to collect Archie Comics back in the day.
Oh, cute.
And I was like telling her, yeah, I love Riverdale. I used to watch that one, but it kind of got like weird. But it's okay. I'll still like watch it in season 7 because I like to support the ones like because it's gonna be going off air soon after season 7. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, yeah, and I love Buffy and I love Sabrina the Teenage Witch as well because they bought the rights to them.
Sorry.
Yeah. So Melissa Joan Hart doesn't own the rights to Sabrina anymore.
Oh,
so
weird. Okay.
Yeah, so then that's why they did like Sabrina in the Darkened Days now on Netflix. They went dark, and I was like,
all the remakes are dark now.
Yeah, even like
I can't really be happy anymore. I don't know.
Yeah. So I was like, yeah, I used to love the first one was like really good because it was like light and fun. And I was just like, yeah, I try to get into the newer one, but like maybe it's not for me.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
What time?
But no, she was very understanding. But yeah, it was like a really good conversation.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And then I took a picture with her as well, but it's on my Facebook.
Yes, we scrolled past it quickly when we were looking at the.
Okay, so there's a lot here.
All right, so that's that.
But it was fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, so pretty much after that, it was 8:00. So
yeah, because it was those two, Jeff and Chris, and then Aunt Hilda and Zelda were the 4 that we got that day.
Some that day. And then we were like, okay. And then we were hoping that our people would come pick us up, but they wouldn't. So then, because they were tired and they had picked up the luggage and they almost didn't give them my luggage. It was a whole big stuff.
Nice.
So anyway, so we decided, okay, there's a bridge allegedly that we can walk back. It was pitch black and very dark, and we were very tired. But we're like, let's just walk across this bridge. And it was at the top, so we like walked and had to climb up this staircase that was possibly closed, not really sure. Then there was some creepy people hanging out. But then we're like, well, just keep walking. The bridge was beautiful. It was called the Founders Bridge. And as we're walking or looking, and we're like taking pictures of the skylight and shit because we're going over water. And then we see this like car, and I'm like, what is that light? Is that like a...
We're like, that's fire.
No, I thought it was like a street light coming through. And I was like, oh, okay. As we get closer, we see that there was like a minivan and another car crashed into it. Then I realized that the light is fire. And we're like, oh, shit, that's fire. And then Sophia's like, it's going to explode. I don't know what's... And I don't
know what's going to happen. Yeah. It could.
So it was like the bridge was here. Then there was like a cement barrier. Then it was the 4 lanes of traffic going this way. Then there was another cement barrier. And then the car was on that side.
Oh, dear.
So like, even if we wanted to, we couldn't get there. So we're like, what the hell are we supposed to do? I'm like, should we call like the cops or something? Like,
and then he wasn't like getting out of the car either.
In the car. So at this point, a car coming in the opposite direction from him stops, puts on his 4-ways, gets out of his car, and is like waving at this guy. And the guy's like, "What?" So then we're like, so we're all shouting, "Your car is on fire!" because the flames were getting bigger. So he's like, "Oh!" So he gets out of the car and like stands at the cement barrier. So this we couldn't hear what was happening. But then at this point, we hear the police sirens.
Yeah.
So a cop car comes up behind him, and then goes to check it out, sees the fire, runs back to his car, gets a fire extinguisher from the trunk, puts it out. Thank God. So good thing for that.
Smart
so
guy.
Meanwhile, this random girl, she's like, should I let them know I'm a first dater? And we're like, we're all first daters, buddy. And I'm like, no, the police are here. We don't need to like assist. And how would we even get there? We have to go across 4 lanes of traffic. Like and climb over a cement barrier, which this short fat ass is not doing.
No.
So anyway, so we're watching. So then they're like, did you guys see the accident? We said, no. So then they said him like, which car are you from? And the guy didn't speak English. So they're looking in the minivan. No one was in the minivan.
Yeah, it was crazy.
What the hell happened?
Huh?
So, like, how long was this car there?
Huh?
How did these people get out? Like, there's no bridge on the other side to walk. So obviously somebody must have come to pick them up.
That's
But we're
weird.
like,
Yeah, it was
we're
weird.
like, what? And then everyone's like so confused. We're like, where the hell did these minivan people disappear to? Like,
Yeah.
in the middle of a bridge, in the middle of an
What
active
the
road.
heck?
Like,
And then I was like, oh my God, it's like Without a Trace and Outer Limits. Those are the shows where like everyone disappears and we're like, what's going
like,
on?
aliens? I don't know.
We're all
So-
like in a TV show.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
holy.
anyway, so that was like, we're like, oh, okay, sure. So then,
Well, that's one way to end the night for us.
Yeah.
so we're like, okay. So we like walked the rest of the way to the hotel and then pretty much passed out as soon as we got there because we were freaking exhausted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you go. There's day one. So
That's a riveting day one,
and
guys.
Yes.
looking at the time, I guess it's probably time to log off there. So
Yes, but
stay tuned.
join us next week where we talk about part 2 and maybe potentially part 3. We'll see.
We'll see how we go. All right. Thanks for
taking a break with us, guys.
Until next time.
Thanks
Thanks for listening.
Bye.